Alright, yo, what's going on, all my gamers, all my reaction gamers? Chat, the Emmy situation has hit a new high, which she has put out this video with a statement about Miss Kiff, which we are just going to get straight into. I don't really want to joke a lot about it. I do just want to get into it and talk about it. But it is a longer one, so there will be, I'm uploading this straight. There ain't going to be no outro, nothing. So hopefully we just get through this without messing up, because I do not have a take two, so let's go.
About today. And I want everyone to be aware that I've been handling the situation very seriously, and I've spent a lot
I
of
probably
time
won't
thinking
make
this
as many
over.
jokes as you might normally
And
hear
not
me
only
say, because
that,
this is probably
I've
a serious
been
situation,
in
but,
contact with a lawyer.
you know, just in case.
I had
I
them
will be taking
review
shots, so just
everything
be
that
aware
I
of
planned
that.
to say today, because I wanted to make sure that if I was going to do this, I was going to do it right.
Right.
Because it's so serious.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's going to change things forever.
I can't turn it up, by the way. I have it as loud as it could be. And my
And,
system sounds as well.
So today, I'm finally going to be opening up about and telling everyone sorry, I swear I'm not trying to like make this dramatic or something. Like I said, I really wish I were not feeling like I had to do this.
Right.
Just give me some time.
And Emiru is going through a lot in like the past week or two.
I'm gonna be doing a lot of
Is it 2 weeks or 1 week?
Say, like fourth wall breaking in a way.
Right.
And talking about things that I thought would always be personal, and just, you know, I would just carry them myself. Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Ms. Kiff has done towards me.
Wait.
And some of these issues which are still ongoing.
That is a lot. That is a lot. That is a huge list. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know a lot about Miss Kiff. I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys. I've never been a fan of Miss Kiff. He's always annoyed me. I have a friend who's a big fan of him, but other than that, I've never really watched him. I know that he was in trouble for trying to cover up something, or at least allegedly. That's what I've heard. I don't know what came of that. I don't know if he won his lawsuit, because I think he made a lawsuit about that. So I don't know if he did or didn't cover up something. I know the internet likes to go, isn't this the guy who did that? Which usually that is usually wrong. I've never heard anyone say, isn't this the guy, followed up by anything true. So I want to hold, you know, I don't want to act like I know what I'm talking about, right? I know who Miss Kiff is, though. Right, I know who he is. This is not my first time hearing about him, and obviously I know Emmy, but still, right?
For the entirety of this year, I've attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue, and just not make it a public thing.
Right.
I always tried my best to keep this to myself, but like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done. And I have always believed in not condemning people or starting drama online. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking, why am I doing this and why now? And
I think the only drama. Okay, I guess I am going to be making jokes. I think the only drama that Emmy has been in was just with like haters online who are always like, "Oh my God, she deserves blah 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 because she's rich, or she's an e-girl, or she asked for it." Like, that's the only time I ever heard any quote unquote drama about Emmy. But that's not really drama. That's just people hating.
To explain that before I get started, so that people understand what prompted me to do this today, and that it's not just on a whim or something like that. Okay, so like I said, I took a lot of notes, so forgive me if I just end up reading off my notes.
Right. That's fine.
The first and probably most severe reason is that one of the rules that I set for myself a long time ago about withholding this information was that if I ever felt like somebody else was in danger or being hurt, I would then make myself speak about it. And 2 weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago now, I was informed by 3 separate people, one of whom was present for said incident, that he had done something similar to something that he had done to me, and to someone in LA at the end of September.
What?
And
Who?
this person is not a streamer or content creator, but obviously that does not matter.
Right.
And
Is he out
because
in
of
LA
this,
now
I
or
cannot
something?
in good conscience sit here knowing that I know critical information about someone that almost no one else does and not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think that most issues and dramas should stay private and off the internet. And
A lot of people could learn from that.
I still hold that belief to this day, and I will hold that belief going forward. However, there are certain things that cross the line, and I say that the line has been crossed too many times to be count. There's a point where I believe that people deserve to know.
Okay.
I think that at a certain point, if you know a lot of things about someone and you don't say anything to look out for others, it's wrong.
I agree.
It's wrong to keep it to yourself.
That makes sense, yeah.
I don't want what happened to me or what has happened to other people because of him to happen to other people. And I don't believe he will ever stop behaving the way he does. But regardless, yeah, like I said, one of the main reasons I decided to do this stream is to come out about all of this because I can't hold on to it any longer because it feels wrong to do so. And an honorable mention reason for why I'm doing this is that for a while, he has been indirectly threatening me through my friends and people that I work with. They've informed me that he said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation. I was told that he even approached other streamers who were close with us back when we lived together, asking them if they would join with him, and they all refused.
I could see that. I think that I think that's a terrible thing that, you know, it's really bad when streamers get together like that because they all have a huge community. Obviously, you're not going to get their community to turn on them, but still, like, then you're just going to get a whole bunch of weirdos in other people's communities that might go after someone, and that's never good, right? Like, bro, people need to just, like, I don't know, man. It's weird that he would make a smear campaign about Emmy. I don't like that. That's weird.
At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me.
What, really?
People have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals and that I killed my own rabbits since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him.
Oh, jeez. I think on Twitter he did talk about that, so I think he fell into that. Wait, did she fall into his trap? Did she just Joseph Joestar him? The next thing out of your mouth. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry.
It's probably going to come as quite a shock to him that this information made its way back to me and that I've known for months. But if you try to threaten me to stay quiet, especially using my poor dead animals, I'm not going to stay quiet. Okay.
That sucks, man. Especially using someone's animals, bro. Like, come on, man. Of course, obviously, from people who how people have seen through the past few weeks, I would want to say, animals are almost like a sacred. A sacred entity to people, right? You never really talk about someone's animals. You never really do anything to an animal negatively on stream because, and everybody reacts. And everybody, especially if you try to like cover it up, dude, everyone's gonna be on you if you do that, bro. It's like we could see when you're doing things on camera, so it makes sense that I guess it makes sense that he would want to do that, right?
Explained all the reasons why this took so long and why I made the decision to do this stream. I have a few more things I would like to get out of the way before I start talking about all of this.
Right.
The way that I'm going to do this today is I'm going to run through everything from the beginning to the end, to try to get across the story as accurately and fully as I can.
That's good.
And hold on.
That's good that she has. If this is a serious situation, it's good that she's written everything down and made sure she's crossing her T's and dotting her I's, because I feel like a lot of people lose a lot of steam when they're trying to call someone out, when they give people wiggle room to break out of a certain situation, but not by not like checking their sources and not making sure what they're saying is accurate, right? So that's pretty good.
Hold on.
That's a really sick background.
Also, going to be
Just
showing a
Uma
few
Musume on her
screenshots
desktop. That's really
validating
funny.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
I have more things, but this is what I felt comfortable using today.
It's called
And,
ugh.
I will be running through those later.
Sorry, that's really funny.
Another thing that I'd like to mention before I start is that during my statement, I'm going to be mentioning directly the names of about half a dozen other creators
Oh, okay.
who were present for certain things.
Uh-huh.
And I want to say that none of these people did anything wrong. I'm just saying that they were there, and I've asked all of them permission. They all said that it was fine to include their names.
Okay.
But I know this won't stop everyone, but I ask people.
Yeah, you can't really stop
for
people
the
from being
streamers
weird,
that I
right?
mentioned, please don't go bothering them or asking them for more information. If there's something else that they want to say, they'll say it themselves, so there's no point to go pester them and bother them about it.
Yeah.
There are also streamers who gave me permission to share things that they relayed to me privately, but asked me to redact their names, which I, of course, did. And the last thing that I want to make clear is that not every person that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of all of these things.
Okay.
And in fact, most of them didn't. And some of them didn't even know anything at all. I tried to keep things private with my close friends.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone during the past year ever approached me asking questions, I didn't lie and I told them the truth. But, yeah, I don't want there to be some kind of witch hunt like, oh, you knew and this, no. A lot of people, didn't know everything.
Got it.
Didn't know
Got
anything.
it. Makes sense.
Okay.
Obviously, it goes without saying with
I
it to
think
not like
that's,
harass people.
all that I have to get out of the way to start. So, this is public information.
Got it.
I initially moved in. Sorry. I'm still sick, like I said.
I'm also feeling it. Like, my throat hurts from TwitchCon. I think I got sick.
This is
I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs, and
all
not in a good
public.
way.
Obviously, this part.
Mhm.
I moved in with him. I believe it was the end of 2021.
I think I
As,
remember
he
seeing that.
offered,
Yeah.
I was living
I remember
alone
seeing
at the
clips like that
time,
because I used to watch Emiru.
and I was having stalker issues in Kansas, and I mean, you guys know like all the stuff that
Oh,
happened
damn.
there. I ended up joining the org and everything.
Right.
We did a lot of streams together, and I mean, a lot of people already know this, but I'm just gonna come out and say it. We started dating. We were in a relationship starting January 2022.
Mm-hmm.
After I joined OTK. I'm not planning to go into too much detail about the start of the relationship because it honestly doesn't really matter at this point. It's irrelevant now.
Mm-hmm.
The only things that really matter that you guys need to know for the story are that it was, one, an extremely private relationship. It was even hidden from friends and people in the org, but I mean, obviously people all eventually figured it out. They're not fucking stupid.
I guess so,
And
yeah.
Second, it was an extremely codependent relationship.
I guess that makes sense, but
which-
yeah.
It's not the issue, but
No.
it's just, making that clear.
I do want to say it is pretty smart to like keep relationships like that down, especially with like,
For
streamers.
details.
It's probably important.
He initially portrayed himself to me as someone who was very nice to girls and wanted to help me feel safe from stalkers and wanted me to succeed as a teammate. And we grew very close over time.
Did he?
And I was very dependent on him
Maybe. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
for feelings of
I was gonna
safety,
say, maybe.
social life, like my stream, my job, everything. So yeah, besides it being a very codependent relationship, the start of it was fine. I saw a lot of people mentioning this. They thought this was what I was going to talk about.
What?
It's not a secret. I think everyone who paid attention knew that he was very controlling over what I wore, to a degree,
bro.
who I was friends with, and even when I would stream.
Brother. Okay, man to man. Are you trying to have a girlfriend, or are you just trying to have something to control and play with? Because, brother, that's not how you treat somebody, especially not someone that you're with or someone you claim to love, quote unquote. Like, what did you expect to happen? I don't know. I mean, the relationship's over. Who cares, right? I can't really comment on that, right? But
So,
still, that's really lame. That's
when
really lame. That's all I'm gonna say. That's super lame.
it was definitely
You a lame
slow
for that.
over time that bad things started happening. At the start, it would be things like, for example, he would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruise very easily.
What? Why would he do it?
He
In the
would
first
throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye. But
Jesus.
He always, you know, was like, oh, it's an accident. And I was like, oh yeah, it's an accident. Like, you know, of course I'm not gonna think that, you know, he's
Man, I guess only they would know what it would look like when he did it the day he threw it and it hit her eye, because I feel like your eye is a pretty hard place to hit, right? Depending on how her black eye looked. Like, I don't remember her having a black eye, so I can't comment on what it looked like, and I don't think she's gonna show a picture, but like, depending on where he hit her, I don't know if that's an accident.
I
guess obviously this video wouldn't be made if it was, right?
At the time, I just kind of was, you know, I just brushed it off. And looking back now, I feel like that was kind of the start of him testing my boundaries, if that makes sense.
I think so, yeah. That's super weird and really messed up.
That was already kind of starting to show signs within the first 6 months of me and him being close. And then, again, a very public situation. The end of 2022, the cover-up allegations happened.
Right, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I said, all that's
the
public.
one I knew about.
Find all that, see like what I said during that, everything. After that happened, his behavior started getting a lot worse, which, I mean, I suppose it makes sense. You know, he was very stressed. A lot of stuff was happening, but the bad behavior was ramping up, and I feel like it's so apparent if, like, you know, you go back and watch anything from that time. I tried so hard to help him and be there for him because I really believed in him, and I wanted him to, you know, get better and get back on his feet and be the person that, you know, I always believed that he was.
I mean, obviously, because she's probably a pretty good girlfriend. That's why someone you want in your corner, right? Someone that's just gonna not abandon you and, you know, actually try to see your side and stuff like that,
for a long
right?
time, I think about a year and a half from when that all happened, it was kind of like slow things getting worse. But I mean, honestly, I'm not even gonna bother going into the details of all of that because there's just too much to cover. And
oh God, you never want to be the one that's
it's honestly
too much
not
to cover.
Really relevant to the rest of what I'm saying because the rest of what I want to say is a lot worse.
Right. Okay. It's really not good. Okay,
there
Jesus.
was a point where things really took a turn for the worst. Like, it felt like, you know, like a very delicate branch just kind of snapped. So, And again, a lot of people are like vaguely aware of this, but I'll explain it for people who aren't, you know, chronically tapped into all that stuff.
Who aren't chronically online, yeah, right.
So for a long time,
I'm chronically online.
After the like cover-up allegations happened,
right,
and he was like starting to kind of struggle on his stream.
Mm-hmm.
He never wanted to stream at the same time as me. Like we really avoided it. And to me at the time, it made sense because, you know, I was like, well, of course, like,
what?
You know, we share a lot of community members.
Okay.
If we're live at separate times, we're both gonna perform better. You know, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we were never really live doing the same thing at the same time for a long time, with the exception of like things like events or sponsors or like, you know, just special things.
Right.
For a very long time, and a lot of you guys probably noticed that I would only usually stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. That was because of him.
Look,
and, now I stream whenever.
Look, I get it. If you want her to stream at certain times, that's a talk, bro. Just talk to her. And it makes sense. You can make that work because it's like you have to make sure that if you guys are together all the time, your audience is going to overlap. So wouldn't you want to talk to her like a normal person and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Our audience, we can grow it together if we have these separate times. It's kind of like the V Shoujo thing. Like, yeah, that made sense to have people have different time slots because then you're not stealing from each other, right? For streamers, there's only a certain amount of people on Twitch, right? Like, your videos could do a lot better. Like, you could upload those basically whenever you want, but for streams, the timing matters. Why would you not just talk to her like a person, bro? I don't understand. Like, you're shooting yourself in the foot for something that's an easy conversation.
I want, but the first time that we ever streamed at the same time was for the 2024 Rust Kingdoms event on Twitch.
Okay.
We were sharing drops, so it was the first time
I don't remember that.
In a very long time.
I know my friends love
Rust
drops.
Going to be live at the same time, doing the same thing. Okay. Basically, I know you're probably like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? But it'll make sense in a bit.
Okay.
So I'm live. He's live. We're both streaming, and like I said, you can go find all of this. This is public. There are clips of this. We're both streaming the Rust event, and I thought it was going really well. I thought everyone was having fun.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
good.
this is great. Everyone's, you know, doing the same thing at the same time. We're all hanging out. You know, we're gonna have fun. Like, I was really, really excited. And then I start seeing in my chat people start saying unofficial Ms. Raid, and I'm like, what does that mean? And then I check my Discord messages, and he's messaging me. He's saying, like, Emmy, you know, I'm gonna kill myself. I waited, or I'm gonna KMS. I waited so long for this, etc. And basically he was upset because I had higher viewership than him. That's literally it.
Oh my god, you're a loser, bro. Oh. Why would you not celebrate that with her, bro? Honestly, what is it with what? Brother, I'm so baffled. I'm in shock, brother. What? This isn't even like you see what what? What? Bro, don't like if you're going on at the same time and you're having an event where both of you have drops, why would you not see it as, oh, technically we have a combined viewership. Both of our viewers are watching each other because we both have drops. What is going on, bro? What am I missing? Is it me? Is it me you're looking for? It's gotta be me.
I had higher viewership than him.
Okay.
And like I said, this is during an event. So there were drops. Like, everyone knows when there's drops, like, it's not even fucking real. But
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
Viewership gets inflated when there's
he
drops.
starts messaging me. He's really upset. I tried to tell him, I was like, bro, you should come back and play. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's like wondering where you are.
You should stop being a bitch.
But yeah, he ended his stream.
You're
And then
You're such
I'm
a pussy.
still live, trying to act like nothing's wrong. And in that house, I had a glass door so I could like see this was happening. He was walking behind me, making sure that I knew he was there. And by the way, so
is this on? Is there a clip of this?
There were many ways out of that house. If he wanted to leave the house that were closer to his stream room, he intentionally chose the door that was right by my room.
Okay.
I feel like that's pretty apparent, at least to me.
Makes sense to me.
He starts walking behind my stream and slamming the door so loud that my noise gate can pick it up. So even people on my stream are able to hear this is happening. And he slams it so hard and so many times that the front door literally broke. The lock did not work anymore. It didn't work for months, and it would just make this horrible sound that I would have to hear like every fucking day. But
nice one, you bro. Good job, jackass.
Anyway, so I hear him back there doing this, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
So I tell my stream, I'm like, hey, guys, I'll be right back. I get up and I go talk to him, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, Emmy, like, I hate all of you guys. Like, all you guys do is just take from me, and like, I'm just done. Like, I'm just done. And I was like, is this like really happening because of rush drops? And he was like, I don't know what else to do. He was like,
at that point, bro, you should have quit. Honestly, you should have quit. You should have been the house husband. Emmy was gonna outgrow you anyways. You might as well have just been the support system for her and quit streaming. You obviously can't handle it, so why not just quit? Or pick a different time slot or something. Why would you make this such a big deal? That's my opinion, Chad. Or at least, like, God, who said it? Was it Asmin who said that? Was it Asmin? I don't remember. Someone said that. Or this is probably like a pretty common, like, opinion to have, that if you're gonna date someone, especially a streamer, or date someone that isn't, if you're gonna be a streamer, date someone who isn't a streamer. Does that make sense? And this is a good example as to why, because some people just can't handle it, right? Bro, if my girl can do this and she made as much money as Emmy with viewership, brother, I am gonna be the live action version of The Way of the House Husband, because this ain't happening.
Going off on me, like, basically saying
You're so lame,
me.
bro.
And I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. And he was like, go finish your stream so that people don't know anything's wrong. And I stop in the bathroom outside my stream room, and I'm like, checking my makeup, trying to make sure people can't tell that I was like crying. And I'm only in there for like 30 seconds, and he comes and like looms in the doorway. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just checking my makeup. So I go back and I stream for a couple hours, finish the stream, do my best,
Right.
to just like, carry on the show basically. And yeah, after that, like I said, was when things started to get really fucking bad. It was like something just snapped. For the rest of the week, he streamed the Rust event.
I'm sorry.
He got all the drop viewers. I'm sure he was very happy.
Something just snapped in me. I didn't want to be a Super Saiyan anymore.
Time, I obviously was like thinking and processing a lot of what happened.
Right.
But I mean, it was a lot because this person was at the time like kind of it was like my partner and my best friend, and like the only person that like I really talked to ever. Or like at least off stream.
Right. She said. I guess that makes sense. That it was codependent. Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
But the very next stream, I went live about a week after that, and I announced that I was planning to move because I knew that I would have to move. So I was like, okay,
oh really?
I have to go live and say this so that kind of force myself to commit to it. Right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Obviously, I didn't move out right away, but after like all of that Rust stuff happened was when the other domestic abuse stuff really started. He would destroy furniture in front of me. He would throw things in front of me and near me. Destroy walls. Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom. The holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. And
Jesus,
at the time,
what a
he also would more
psychopath.
often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour, and like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die.
Okay.
Like threatening to kill both of us. And this wasn't
And
like
your side,
even
bitch, not my
necessarily
side.
because of me or like because of something I did a lot of the time. Like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food and he was on his phone and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video. And Mr. Beast had invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
What?
Then at home,
What the hell?
other things would happen, like
I'm
I'd be trying to sleep and
I'm almost flabbergasted as to what is happening and what I'm hearing. Obviously, it's not like I have the best impression of Miz, right? Like I've never really liked him. Every time I see his streams. I've never been a really big fan of him. But still, bro, what is happening? Man, this is wild. I don't understand. I mean, obviously, it feels like his mental health is declining, right? And I'm not here to give any kind of excuse as to what he's saying, right? But it seems like he is spiraling at this point, probably because of everything that's happening, but it doesn't make it okay. Nothing that he does makes anything okay. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm just like, that's how you treat your girl, bro? Really? I guess.
he would
I guess because I can't. Whatever. Go
scream
ahead.
at
It doesn't
me
matter.
and say that
Please
it
go
was
ahead.
all my fault that he felt insecure.
Mm.
There was a time that I walked into a room that he was in, and as soon as he saw me there, he threw his phone at the dresser and started yelling because
What? Bro. Stop throwing your fucking phone. Hold your phone. Hold your shit. Why do you have to throw everything that's in your hands? These phones aren't unbreakable. My phone screen is cracked. Like, these phones break. Will you stop throwing your phone?
I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him, and mine was doing better.
Oh, okay. Like, brother, what? Her views were gonna be better than yours anyways because it's YouTube. YouTube has a different algorithm, and on YouTube it doesn't matter because everyone, there's such a bigger audience, right? Like, hell, South Korea, I don't think they even have Twitch anymore, but the entire planet has YouTube. So your video's gonna be pushed no matter what. And if you didn't reach her audience, or if you didn't reach the same audience as her, brother, it just didn't do well. These things happen. You think because now I get a 20 view video, I'm gonna be upset? My last few gacha game videos didn't do well. Okay, time to upload like 5 more. That's fine, bro. What is happening?
So basically,
What the hell is happening in Shibuya?
I was kind of stuck in a loop where I felt like I had to constantly perform and like prove my value to not be thrown away. But at the same time, if I ever performed too well, I was gonna be punished for it. And
Which obviously I don't even know Miskiv's content, so that could probably tell you. Like he played WoW. That's all I know. So obviously someone like Emmy is just gonna dog walk him in views. But like, brother, come on, man. It's okay. You're never been proud of your spouse? Is that what that is? You've just never seen your girl do well and you're like, that's amazing. You're doing great. You're amazing and I love you. That's never been something you've done? Damn. That's rough, buddy. That's rough.
It just felt like a very...
I mean, I get wanting to
situation
take
to be
care of a
stuck in
girl, but like,
because,
that's
I mean,
fine, bro.
Streaming is my hobby and my job. Like, it's a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
Even before, you know, I met him and became like a larger creator.
Mm.
And I remember thinking all the time how it felt like he hated me, but he still wanted me around for his channel and like his thumbnails and everything.
Chad, I'm getting upset.
And
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm getting a little upset.
I moved out. There was a time where it was the tension in the house was so unbearable that I would sneak out and I would sneak into Esfan's house using my code. And
shout out to
Esfan didn't know why I was doing this. He saw me a couple times. I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna go take a nap in your guest room. He'd be like, yeah, that's fine. I would sneak into Esfan's house just to have some time of like peace and quiet. But eventually, he figured out where I was going, and he would go over to Esfan's house to keep telling me off. And there was a time that he did it, and I was laying in the guest room bed, and one of the roommates in that house had come to see like why I was crying, and they were standing in the corner. And he came in, and he was very physically aggressive. He was like, Emmy, like, what are you doing? Like, angry. And then as soon as he turned and saw this other person standing there, he instantly, like, deflated and changed his tone. He was like, oh, Emmy, I was wondering where you were. Like, are you coming home? And that roommate, like, later asked me about it, and they were like, what the fuck was that? Like, I was just like, oh, it's
I didn't mean to pause that, sorry.
Because I felt like a lot of the reason that I didn't tell the people around me was because I felt like no one would understand.
Okay, so a lot of people didn't know. Got it. So I guess that person was the first person to get a glimpse, I guess, depending if Esfan knew that this was happening, right? Because she said that Esfan caught her only a few times. So I'm assuming sometimes he wasn't at that house. And because I'm wondering this entire time, no one wants to check him while this is happening. But I guess, right, a lot of people in their own org didn't know that this relationship was going on. So obviously this was pretty well hidden, right? I guess I can't really like blame anyone else, right? I guess I'm just grasping at straws for anyone to try to like stop this. But you know, that's not fair to do because I have the hindsight of knowing that this is happening, right? No one else does. It's not really fair of me to do. So I'm not gonna
understood.
I'm not gonna do that anymore.
It would just be a burden to them because all of our streams and social circles and communities are so intertwined.
Right.
I was like, maybe it's just better for me to deal with this and like hope things get better, basically. I honestly don't even remember what the final straw was that I finally was like, okay, it's time to go. Like, I prepared the house that I lived in before this one, like, pretty much immediately.
Right.
After the, like, breaking the front door thing happened, but I was still, like, scared and unsure. So I don't remember what the final straw was, but I remember the day I took Cheddar to the house, because he just randomly started like screaming at Cheddar was like, get that fucking cat out of my house. So I just
Whoa.
grabbed Cheddar and put him in my car and grabbed his litter box and took him there. And I
Poor
just
Cheddar.
left him there and never took him back to that house. And then I think like within several days after that was when I finally moved out. It was on very short notice. Like I said, I don't even remember what the final straw was because so many things happened, but there was a time when I just knew. I called some movers. I said, hey, can you come tomorrow? And they were like, yeah, and then I literally moved the next day.
Right.
Moving out into the last house that I lived in was a huge step mentally because, like I said, a big part of why I moved into the first house in Texas in the first place was because I felt like it was the safest option for me because, you know, I am a girl where it's like kind of scary for me to be living alone.
Right, that makes sense.
So it was very hard, and at the time, even though like all these other things had already happened, I was very hopeful that me and him could be cordial and like eventually like
I don't know about all that.
fine at least.
Man, I get it. I get it, right? Like you love this guy, you had feelings for him, you trusted him, you had all these things. I don't really think that after a relationship like that you could be friends, or in fact I don't even think you should be friends, right? That's my opinion. I think if at that point, if it's getting domestic, I think you should probably just leave and never look back. I don't think you should contact him. I don't think you should look. I mean, obviously it's going to be hard for Emmy herself because, right, she's in an area where all her streamer friends are intertwined. And unless you really wanted to expose him, which it seems like she didn't want to at the time, unless you're going to expose him, you kind of have to bite that bullet, right? You could probably, I mean, maybe, no, because then he would still be around in social circles, right? You won't get away from him. They'll just probably be like, oh, I guess it just didn't work out or something. And they would just leave it be. Like, they wouldn't stop inviting him to places, right?
Publicly, like for stream reasons that, you know, everyone could just keep streaming like nothing had happened. And, you know, at the time I thought that would be the best thing to do. And I felt like if I, you know, separated myself from him without explaining anything, people that watched us wouldn't understand.
Right. See, that's what I was saying.
Attack me. I was, yeah, I mean, it ended up happening anyway, so.
Well, there it is.
But, yeah. After I moved out, we, like I said, still kept in contact. I had hope that somehow things would get better. He would always beg for me to come back, and he would promise therapy and change and, like, even talk to other people and, like, kind of present, like, oh, I want to change, I want to be better for Emmy or whatever, you know? There was, a short period in October where we had broken up because, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter now.
Right.
And when that happened, I honestly felt relieved because I was like, okay, finally, it's like on his terms. So that means he'll be satisfied and he'll be able to say it was his choice. And he'll leave me alone. Because whenever I would try to push for it, it just felt like I couldn't like really sever it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, a lot of people might downplay it when a girl says that she feels trapped in a relationship, right? Obviously, just leave. Especially someone who's like a multi-millionaire. But it's still just like, you can't just leave a situation like that where you have your entire family, or not your entire family, but you have like all your friends and loved ones intertwined. Like, obviously, like, what are you going to do? Just run and just start all over? Obviously, people are going to ask questions. It really sucks, but yeah, dude, this is something that where even if you try to leave, you know, there's just got to be a good chance that, you know what I'm saying, something, he's going to be weird about it or something.
Obviously, hence me doing this stream, that was not the end of it.
Mm.
A week after this breakup, he asked to come over to my house and talk for closure. He came to my house, and I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high, because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him.
Right, that makes sense.
He, so yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him.
Right.
And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then suddenly he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And I screamed.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like. And instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying.
At least check on her. I mean, I get it. In a way, panic sets in. You're like, oh, I probably just hurt this person. I gotta leave this situation. I gotta separate myself. Sure, but like, you didn't check on her? Not once? I don't know, man. That's kind of weird. And it's like, I'm trying to think of it. I mean, it's good that he stopped, right? At the very least, he stopped. We could say that. It's hard for me to judge that situation with never being through it, right? Like, obviously, good thing he stopped. But when the panic sets in that you might have just done something like that, man. I don't know, chat. Someone, what do you guys think? It's just, I have mixed feelings about it. I want to say, why didn't you, like, I want to condemn him for being like, why didn't you just stay and talk it out or something? Why didn't you stay and try to comfort her or something? But obviously, when something like that happens, his adrenaline's probably spiked. His fight or flight is enabled, and he's like, oh, what am I going to do? And he just leaves, which is probably the best solution, right? I mean, at the very least, he picked the best solution out of something like that. It's just, I don't know. I want to, like, he should have gone and checked on her, but again, I have the benefit of hindsight to tell him that.
Without checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble for other streamers around us, or like, you know, making things weird for viewers. I know that probably sounds crazy, but like, I just felt this pressure, like I had to try to keep things together, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense.
I felt like I'd cause trouble for so many other people if I ever said anything bad about him, or if I caused rifts in our friend group or streamer group.
Right. Because something like that is never going to be a clean breakup if they did break up, right? You're going to have people who do believe her and people who don't believe her. Right? Like, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, people are going to, if he has friends, they're going to want to back their boy. I would obviously want to back my boy. If I wasn't presented with good enough evidence, if I do get presented with good enough evidence, obviously I'm going to change my mind. I don't, You know what I'm saying? We don't respect that in the streets, but in the initial stages, I would want to back my boy, so it would cause a lot of rifts.
I just stay on good terms with him and hold everything in, and also I still cared about him a lot, and I still at that point had hope that things would get better
Mm.
and that he would improve. And he'd also always hammer into me how he never physically abused me because he never hit me, and he would coach me and tell me to tell people or other streamers who were asking about it because they were concerned. He would say tell them that I never hit you, make sure that they know that I never hit you.
Oh, thank God. Thank God you never laid your hands on her. There's no other way in the world that you could have caused any kind of mental stress or mental turmoil in her if you didn't lay your hands on her. Oh, good. I'm so glad that was the one thing you're able to think of in terms of like hurting someone. There's no other way that could have happened. Good job.
Around the same time, this was during OnlyFans 2, so I guess like
Right, during the WoW streams.
December-ish. He would often message me in the middle of my streams and berate me
Why?
for things like playing
What?
the same class as him in WoW because he thought it would make people think that I was better than him.
Oh
And again,
my.
like I said earlier,
Oh my God, bro. You're so Did he ever play League? I gotta know. Did Miz ever play League? Because I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sounds like some league player behavior when you're a girl and you're better than your boyfriend. Like, I've seen that happen. I've legitimately seen men not be able to handle the fact that a woman is better than them in a video game. Oh my God, bro. You're a loser. I don't have any other words but that. You're a loser.
I felt like I was stuck in a constant loop where I had to perform well to not be thrown away.
Right.
But if I performed too well, I was going to be punished. And I actually wanted to show some of those messages because obviously a lot of these things
Oh, she got receipts.
Yeah, I'm
Hey.
not gonna fully read these out because I honestly just don't want to read them out, but I feel like I want to show them.
I'll read them. That's fine. That's totally fine.
Show what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, jeez. Can we go back to when she first showed it? I might be able to read it. Here you go. But how did I know? Okay, so this is Emmy. But how do I know it's not just someone who doesn't follow? Yes, I'm still waiting to be. Yes, I'm still wanting to be DPS, but for dungeons, I have to tank. Yeah, you really don't. Like, you don't. How can I not tank in dungeons? You straight up don't have to because you're a DPS. My group didn't have other warriors. Yeah, I know where this is going, and I'm not dealing with it. I asked you for a boundary, and it's always crossed. You don't know boundaries. Oh, he made a response. Oh my gosh, bro. Question mark. This is B. How can I not tank as a? Okay, here we go. Oh no, here's another one. How can I not? Oh, this is like 2 hours later. Got it. Because you're not a tank. When I said I don't want to be tank, I meant I don't want to tank and raid, which is still true. Because I don't know what I'm doing. You do not need to tank in dungeons. So now I'm going to get so much shit nonstop. Don't ever pull aggro. Emmy is better. Emmy this. I can't have anything, Emmy. He's insecure. That's all it is. Legitimately, that's all it is. He's very insecure.
And I am planning to probably post the VOD of this somewhere. So if
I can't have anything you just take. I don't understand what you want me to do. Not tank. Not tank. Just that simple. What does that even mean? You already played warrior when I told you we're going to be compared. Don't pull. I'm going to pull aggro because I'm a warrior. No, you're not. Another warrior can tank. Mind you, this is for World of Warcraft Classic, which is what OnlyFans did. This is not for World First. This is not for any kind of competition. This is for streaming content. I want you guys to be very well aware of that. This is not, and I'm using this example because it's going on right now. This is not worlds. This is not the world stage for League of Legends, right? He's not being compared to like, he's not in the running for the best AD carry in the world. He's just a warrior. He's just a WoW player. Casually for stream. Oh my god. Bro, there was more stakes in my Fortnite games than this. I actually played competitive Fortnite and I had I had more stakes than this. Like I was playing for a World Cup spot and I never acted like this to anyone.
You want to read this later? That's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
A B A B C D. Okay. I don't have another warrior in my groups today. In my groups today, and no warriors wanting to join. Girl with 27K couldn't find a warrior. You can every time. You just want to tank. I know what you're doing right now, and I'm not dealing with it. There were no warriors asking to join, and why is it bad for me to pull in dungeons? Because now I'm going to be compared nonstop. Because now people are just going to say you're better because I told you this when you first told me you wanted to play warrior, and it's already happening, and just don't care about this stuff. I'm having a hard time taking any of this seriously. I really am. I'm so sorry, chat. I know I should, but...
And again, this was all happening while I was live. You can literally go find the stream and see me trying to deal...
Dude, don't dude me. I asked for one thing from you. Don't be a tank and now you're tanking. What can I do? What am I supposed to do? Don't tank. Yep, there it is. I'm playing the game. Don't tank at me. Do it. Let me handle all the hate.
With this while I'm live in the middle of a dungeon trying to just play the fucking game.
Tank Emmy, do it. Let me handle all the hate, the criticism, the you're worse than Emmy, and the Emmy is so much better. The people saying you're better in every chat comparison since nobody will be on my side. Let me deal with it. You have fun. I asked you not to become a... Sorry, I keep clicking on that. I apologize for that. I asked you not to become a tank and you didn't listen. And now the classic, what am I supposed to do? I'm not dealing with this. I am flabbergasted, chat. I am. So you're telling me you have a problem with your stream comparing you to Emmy in WoW Classic, nothing on the line, nothing but stream content, and somehow that bothers you. Nowhere in this entire time did you feel like a loser. This made 100% sense in your mind to do this. This is what you're telling me. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh fuck, I think I...
She get them in the wrong order. I mean, we've read them. I've read them all anyways, right? It doesn't really matter the order.
Tank Emmy, do it. Let me handle all the hate, the criticism, the you're worse than Emmys. The Emmy is so much better. The people saying you're better in every chat. The comparisons is nobody will ever be on my side. Let me deal with it. You have fun. I asked you not to become a tank. You didn't listen. And now it's the classic, what was I supposed to do? I'm not dealing with this. And
man, that's a grown man, by the way. Probably in his 30s. and his streamer girlfriend, who is just playing who's just playing the game with him, who probably had a great time playing with him. He's somehow this insecure when it comes to her playing her the same class as him. That is like every guy's dream, to have a girl who would play the same game as you. You're somehow having a problem with her being compared to you. No one really cares whether you're being compared, by the way. You're not getting a world championship spot because of this. This is just for fun. This is casual. This is content. And you're somehow having a problem with it. You know, chat, maybe I will go out there and try to make some women happy.
Like I said, you can go
The
find
bar is
stream.
low. That's okay.
For
That's not appropriate to
context,
say. I apologize for that.
I was playing Warrior in World of Warcraft in like a level 24 dungeon. It was like Silverpine. Like it was just like, it wasn't even like, it was like dog shit gameplay, I'm gonna be honest. Like, so, yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, you can read that later, I suppose. If
Does Emma have it in military time? Oh, she does.
Yeah, like I said before. Hold on.
Hmm.
I was constantly trying so hard to compromise with him because I wanted to be cool and I wanted us to be able to coexist in the same streaming sphere. But I felt like I could never win, and he hated my whole existence.
Brother, this is getting me so much more upset. This is literally a bunch of guys' dreams, and you somehow fumbled. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I hate to get this kind of personal, but, like, I would have loved it. I actually did have it for a while. I messed it up. I don't want to talk about it, but, like, bro, it's the dream. Especially as a content creator, to, like, have someone that you could share content with, because, you know, they always have multiplayer games coming out that all right, me and her are about to play it. We're going to go through this. This is going to be great. This is going to be insane content. Oh my god. I miss her, chat. I can't call her though. No, not you know what I'm saying, but still.
Like,
I would like to call her.
That one stream where I had like a little bit more viewers than him.
Right.
And he would say that it was my fault that his stream was dying because most of his viewers liked me, and whenever he hit on another girl, they would be confused or not take it seriously because they knew that me and him were together privately. And he said if he would be able to hit on other girls and convince them that it was real, he would get his career back.
Yeah? You're sure?
That was like...
That's the only kind of content you have. Not WoW, not playing any other game, not playing the games that are popular coming out, doing just chatting, none of that. Hitting on girls, that's your content? Oh, brother. This guy stinks. Get him off the stage, brother.
Started within the last couple of weeks that we spoke to each other.
Open some V cards or something. I need to open my V cards. I have a box of V cards and I haven't opened them all. I'm about to watch Ms. Kip's explanation. I'm just going to open up V cards the entire time, not paying attention.
To me about other streamers in Austin. In particular, one specific streamer who... I know there's a lot of people that know he has beef with certain streamers. It was not one of those streamers. It was someone who, to this day, has been nothing but nice to him. He would say horrible things about this person, like about them.
People don't really like Tectone.
It was just, it was very hard to listen to.
Unblock me.
And just in general, he would say horrible things about other streamers in Austin, like, I quote, "I hate everyone here. You are all useless to me. You're worthless to me because it does nothing for my stream anymore to collab with any of you."
Do you think Ms. Kiff ever interacted with Cinder? Sorry, that was a weird question to ask.
And him saying that was the final straw for me the day that he said that to me about other people was the first day that I ever, for the first time, started to ignore his calls and messages. And
my cat walked out of my room.
Because of that, he even threatened to come to my house if I didn't answer. But I did end up calling him back, and I spoke to him, and I basically told him that I felt like I could finally see things for what they were. And he started panicking, and he was super apologetic, and he was saying he didn't want to lose me, which wasn't the first time that he like did something like that, and was like, you know, basically begging me not to leave.
Chill, we've all been there.
But that was definitely the most extreme time.
We've all been there, that's for sure.
And again, like I said, I always had the hope that things would be cordial, or that, you know, we could be fine with each other. So I agreed, and we agreed we were going to talk about all of that. We talked about it about a week later, and instead of apologizing for anything, he basically told me that he realized he needed to go to Japan and LA to get his viewership back up, and he was...
Which we know how that happened in Japan, right? We know how that went. That's boy.
Basically too young to focus on friendships and relationships. And
I think he's 30, by the way.
It was I mean, despite everything, like I said, I still cared about him. So right. It was still hard, and I mean, it was like a mix of feelings, you know, like I was devastated, but I was also so relieved. But because of the past incidents during like other fights and times I would try to separate myself from him, past incidents during those times of him manipulating me into staying close with him and giving him more chances, sexually assaulting me, the abuse, and just him generally not being a very nice person. After that, I decided that the only solution and way for me to move forward, I made the hard decision, but I know now for sure the right one, was to finally completely cut contact with him. I knew it'd be very hard because our careers and our communities were so intertwined, but I knew that I had to do it and that there was no other choice. So I have not spoken to him since January of this year. It's been 10 months.
Right.
But you think that's the end? It is unfortunately not.
Why would it ever be?
I haven't spoken to him since January of this year. It only took a couple of weeks, but soon the messages started. He has attempted to contact me over 40 times.
Jesus.
Over 40 times individually this year in individual texts, Discord messages, Instagram DMs, and phone calls.
Bro, after 5, you kind of have to let that go. Like, come on, bud. 40 times? Brother. I'm sorry, dude. You gotta throw in that towel. That is not happening. You know what I'm saying? Let's face facts here, brother. What are we doing? 40 times? Really? Shit. And you didn't get it. Okay.
And I'm just gonna show those.
Okay. Oh god, is this even gonna fit on the screen?
And at first,
I think I might be able to catch that. Okay. Oh, no, damn it. Hey, just making sure you don't have recordings of me, right? Okay. I'm getting harassed that you do, and I'm assuming it's nothing. Do you know why I'm removed from everything? Why I'm kicked from OTK? Nobody's answering my calls and I don't want to bother you, but I'm panicking and I don't understand what's happening. Can we please communicate? February 23rd. I don't think anything happening that time.
And at first, it starts simple. Be confusing messages or like him expressing he was worried about things. Like at first it wasn't anything weird.
Can we please communicate so I don't feel isolated and hated by my own org? I just want to be okay with each other, and I feel our streams and live shouldn't. We shouldn't have their feelings. I came home. I feel terrible. It feels so odd that I can't talk to you or anyone. Anyone knows what's happening? Please respond. I understand and will just leave you alone. That was it. You had the out right there and you didn't. But really would appreciate if we could talk. I won't text you again after this. I guess you lied. Liar, liar, plans for hire. That was only page 2, by the way. Okay. Is that... I understand. I'll just leave you. Okay. I know you don't want to hear from me, but I just can't not message you. I still care about you. If you need to talk, okay, can we please talk at me? I'm sorry. Can we talk tomorrow? Question mark? Yeah, that time. Hey, I found out you weren't invited to the party. I know you wouldn't want to go, but I didn't do invites. You were invited, of course, but I hope you're doing okay. We can talk. I'm so sorry. I passed you down. I need to try this. I love you so much, and I need you. Okay, brother. She hasn't messaged back a single time, by the way. I want you to know that. You guys can clearly see she hasn't messaged back a single time. Okay, please call me. I haven't stopped thinking about you in months. I want us to go on dates, to live together, to plan our lives. I want so much. Okay. Just leave. Just at least tell me to move on. Just at least tell me you moved on. Has she not told you by now? We're on page 7 of pure text from you, and you're telling me you haven't figured out that she's moved on. I don't know what to tell you, bro. When was the first one? The first one is in January, I think is what that says. This is May. We're in May, and you still haven't come to terms with it? I know it's been a while. I just want to say I'm going back to Austin next week. I think that you and I should at least be able to talk and communicate with each other. I'm going to also, like, you're not going to be, it's okay to not have friends or to not be friends anymore. I'm going to also do a lot of collabs. I know you've been doing a lot of collabs lately, and I feel like we should be amicable with each other so it's not weird, because we're both doing a lot of collabs, and I feel like it would be really weird considering we both also in the same blah, 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 blah.
This is not someone who loves or cares about you.
He's still going, by the way. We're on day 17, everybody. Day 17. Woo! March. I'm not reading all that. I'm sorry. There's going to be a certain point where I'm just not reading all that. Oh, you signed it. Oh, thank God. Yeah, we never knew it was you, Miz. I'm glad you signed it at the bottom. It's always been Matt and Emmy, and I still could be if you'll have me. I don't want to read it. Don't make me read it. I don't want to read this. Should I? Okay, now a little bit. Now the day has gone by in these last 4 months where your final words to me, don't go, haven't echoed in my heart. I walked out your door thinking I knew what I wanted, but I was wrong. I told myself I wanted to be alone, that I had missed out on being single in my 30s. Did you say being single in my 30s? That's a 20s things, brother. And at 30, you're settling down. What do you mean single in my 30s? There is no single in your 30s. That's when you start. That's unk status, brother. You got to start popping out babies. I convinced myself I needed space, freedom, distance, but the truth is I was afraid of commitment, afraid of what I mean, that's fair to be afraid of commitment. Afraid of what it's meant to truly be to let someone in, even someone as beautiful as kind as you. So I tried to protect myself with the worst way possible. I pushed you away. I'm not okay, that's good enough. That's close enough. That's close enough. Bro, you should have made a song. Add it to your story, Ms. Kiv. Can we please talk while you're here? It's still that's August, by the way. We've made it to August.
Keep in mind, this is only things that he sent to me. I can't document all the things that people told me that he was saying.
I just saw one of the messages that really. The lack of communication is very confusing. This is in August. You're finally starting to get confused in August?
All the things that people told me.
It started in January, by the way.
And
oh my gosh.
Just kind of a funny side note, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I would like to highlight this message.
What the hell is that?
Doesn't really matter, but I ran it through a ChatGPT checker.
Mm-hmm.
And all the highlights, like I said, doesn't really matter. I just thought it was interesting.
Oh, 9 days go. Come on, man. If you're gonna try to write poetry for someone, write it. Do you not know how to rhyme words? Come on, bro. I'm not even good at chat. You hit someone up. Be like, yo, can you write me a poem? Sure. I'll make it rhyme. Brother, here, let me say it like this. Girl, I missed you since the day that you left. Since the day that you've been gone, I haven't been able to feel you. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Told no, Kelly. You know what I'm saying, though? Blah, 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 blah. Make it rhyme. Rhyming isn't hard. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. There's a website for it. It's called Rhyme Zone. I used to use it all the time.
But,
sorry, I used to be a rapper, so it hurts me. It hurts my soul.
Yeah.
It hurts the hip hop in me.
Like I said at first, the messages were just simple things. Like, him saying he was worried about things or saying no one was talking to him, which I don't think was even true at the time. I think he was just saying that to try to guilt me into responding to him. I'm not sure about that, of course. This also extended to in-person interactions because initially I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through private communication and, you know, we would be fine going to the same events and parties and such.
No. No. With something like this, Miss Emiru, that is not enough. That's not even close to enough. That is when it gets bad because that guy.
Hold on, I'm still fucking sick.
Anyone else get sick? I feel like I'm the only one. No, I'm not the only one who got sick, but I feel like everyone got sick.
I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him
TwitchCon, baby.
Through personal, private communication. But I also had to start avoiding going to the same parties or places I was worried he'd be in person. Because this was after he came back from his first trip to Japan.
Which went swimmingly.
There was a party that I attended several months after I first went into contact with him. I was aware that he would be there, and
Mhm.
I thought it'd be fine. I thought it wouldn't be a big deal. I thought I'll just let him have his space. I'll have my space. You know, it's not a big deal. We're
Right.
adults, right?
Sure.
During this party, I felt like he was following me around and monitoring me.
And there it
but
is.
I thought
And
that I
there
was just
it
being
is.
paranoid.
Nope.
Um,
No, you are not.
I was like, it's probably just in your head.
No.
I was
No, it's
hanging
not.
out with Nick and Catchy and a couple other friends.
Mm.
And at some point, Nick was like, "It's too fucking loud down here. Let's go upstairs. No one's upstairs.
Mm.
Let's just go, you know, chill in a room and like talk where it's not so loud." And I was like, "Okay." So they, as a group, went upstairs first without me, but it took me a bit longer to get up there because
Right.
someone like stopped me and was talking to me. And I did feel like, I mean, he was like standing pretty close to that person. I felt like he was watching me, but again, I thought I was just being paranoid. But I went upstairs. I was hanging out with Nick and Catchy and, you know, our other friends. And then about 30 minutes later, the room that we're in, the door opens. It's Miz.
Kitty.
He opens the door, makes eye contact with me, goes, "Ooh," and then closes the door and leaves. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's
again,
kind of weird.
I was still trying my best to, you know, give the benefit of the doubt. Like, you know,
I
maybe
would
it's
too.
just like
To be fair,
an
so
awkward situation or something.
to be fair, I would too, because that's something that I feel like happens a million times. You hear about it. They even put it in movies. It does feel like that kind of awkward situation, but like when you kind of compound it with the image of him already following you around the party, it seems a little too convenient.
But a couple months later,
Also, look at that baby.
the person that he was hanging
Oh,
out with
look at
that
that
night
cat. Look at
reached
the
out
little
to me
kitty.
privately and was apologizing. And I was like, why? And they're like, "I just felt like I had to apologize to you because I felt so bad and so embarrassed of what was going on. Like, yes, he wanted to see what you were doing. He was saying, like, I want to go see what's upstairs, and he was checking every room. And then after he opened the room that you were in with Nick, he closed the door and started laughing, and then he just wanted to talk about, you know, how you guys broke up for the next, like, however many hours of the night." So
Like
I was like,
NMP
wow,
Law, Nick?
okay, that's good to know, I guess. The next story that I want to tell involves what happened to me, Valkyrie, and Cinna earlier this year when
With the guy
we
on the pier,
were
right?
attacked at
Yeah.
the Santa Monica Pier.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because that was obviously. Hold on, let me close all these fucking texts. I don't want to look at them. They're still on my desktop. I
I wouldn't want to either. They're kind of cringe. The first few, I kind of get it, right? You know, I've been there. You want a message. At a certain point, you gotta let it go, bro. Again, I'm sympathetic to the boys who feel like that, because you know us boys. We when we feel, we feel. You know what I'm saying? But you know, sometimes you just gotta let it go. It's okay. I've been there, boys. Don't worry about it.
Where was I? Yeah, so, yeah, it happened March 3rd of this year. A lot of people were talking about it, talking about how me, Ray, and Cinna were attacked.
Right. Because it was a big thing.
Which was not an issue. Like, we had no issue with that. Like, obviously, it's big news. People are going to talk about it. It should be talked about. We had, like, no issues with anyone talking about it and covering it, and that included him. I was fine with that.
I'm just glad they're okay. I don't know if they had security.
Yeah, he joined in on that whole thing of people going live to talk about it. And again, I'd like to remind people at this point, we were already a couple months into me being no contact with him, making it clear I didn't want anything to do with him.
Right.
And so during this stream, he was covering what happened to me, Ray, and Cinna. He decided that he was going to tell more of my personal stalker stories that I've never personally talked about or shared publicly myself.
What?
And one of these stories was one that like no one knew at all, and like it just felt so shitty because at the time that those things happened,
I think I remember that story. Wait, no one knew about it at that time?
like
Oh.
you know, all the people
That's
that
kinda
lived
weird.
in that area together, we all came together and we all kind of decided, and this was heavily pushed by him, we should never talk about this because, you know, people are going to be weird.
Yeah.
It puts Emmy in more danger, and, you know, it gives people ideas, so we're never going to talk about it. But, you know, of course, as soon as there's some big drama that he's not involved in, and he finds a way to, you know, bring up, oh, I was there for something that happened to Emmy, he does it. He was on a stream talking about these personal stories of mine, and I caught wind of it. And by the way, it was also so frustrating not saying anything at this time because the way he told those stories, he kind of framed himself as like the hero.
Oh,
like,
because he like
I held the stalker at gunpoint. No. The only person who ever came into contact face to face with that stalker before the police came was Bonnie. Bonnie is the person who found that guy outside, went inside, told everyone, called the police. The police came. All Miz did was he stood far away from the front door, behind glass and metal, with a gun. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Still very scary, but why are you...
Oh my god, bro. That's pathetic. Bro, you could have still looked like a hero by just like saying, "Oh, I had to get the strap. You know, I had to keep the strap on me because that person was outside." That still sounds pretty cool and courageous compared to like, "Oh, I had to go out there and switch him down real quick." Like, bro, especially if Emmy's I guess he never really expected Emmy to come out and talk about it, so then he still just looks like it. He just still looks like the good guy at the end of the day, because it's like, if only they were there to talk about it, who's really gonna check him on it, right? Like, I don't know, bro. Bro, you had just been like, you know, they were outside. It's kind of weird, but I held it down. I had that thing on me just in case. That sounds pretty cool.
Like, if anyone deserves credit for that, it's Bonnie. Like, it's literally stolen valor. I'm so glad I finally get to say that, because she is the one who like kept everyone in those two houses safe, not him. Anyway,
switch him down, nephew. Sorry,
the Ray and Senna stuff.
It's inappropriate. It's not a good time.
So, I was obviously panicking. Like, I just had this horrible thing happen to me the night before. It was like huge, like public, millions of people seeing it. And then my crazy ex-boyfriend is going live talking about more of my personal stuff. And I'm like,
my gosh,
crying,
bro.
And Senna and Ray are like what's wrong? And I tell them, and I'm like panicking. I'm like, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so. Like, these different people that I was like, they can contact him, because I did not want to contact him.
Right, still makes sense.
So, Ray, Senna, some of me and Mrs. mutual business partners, and Asmongold were all messaging him to top. And by the way, Asmongold told me that he tried to call Miz while he was talking, and it rang 3 times and then hung up, which means that he saw it, and he...
Ooh, bro, Asmon was on it.
Because, yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be so weird to like interject this glaze out of nowhere, but it really seems like Asmon is just like the wise man, you know, upon a random perch somewhere, waiting to pass down his streamer wisdom. At this point, Miz didn't take it, but like, you know, everyone always goes to Asmon. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see, because I feel like Asmon really is that guy. You know what I'm saying? When you think of a lot of people And you think of who could be that guy. It's like XQC and like Asman, right? They're like they're him, basically.
Anyway, just a little note. Um, I don't know exactly what like the other people said to him, but Ray and Cinna told me that they were messaging him being like, bro, like stop, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? And he was messaging them, who were also equally as traumatized as me, of course. They had gone through the same thing.
Right.
Oh, what am I doing wrong? I'm letting people know what, girls go through. Was that your job?
I can't even be like, this is the weird male feminist who like interjects himself into a woman's problem, because even I feel like they wouldn't do this. This is just like a crazy ex-boyfriend trying to make it about himself. Which, brother, it's not about you. It's okay for it not to be about you. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. Not every like it's cool. Is it not? It feels like it's cool.
Well, anyway, yeah, that all happened a couple of months into me being no contact with him. And yeah, he was arguing with Ray and Senna while they're trying to be like, bro, like stop, like you're making it worse.
Which he is.
Finished talking about my stuff and then reacted to Senna and Ray's whole stream where they were crying, addressing their communities. Made sure to react to that and then immediately went offline. So yeah, that was a terrible weekend. I got threatened to be stabbed, and then the next day, my weird ex was going live trying to self-insert so that he could make sure to farm his own clips.
There we go. Of course.
After that incident, his attempts to talk to me only ramped up, which
of course.
Those texts.
I could have guessed that one.
And during that trip, he was texting, calling me, trying to call me quite a lot.
He should have probably texted and called someone locally and asked them whether he or not he should have jumped on that tree, but whatever.
Begging me to take him back. And at the same time, I heard that he was reaching out to quite a few other streamers who know both of us. And he was crying to them about how he wanted to get back together and how he thought someday we would reconnect and eventually get married. I don't think he even meant that, but I hope not. But I assume he did that with the hope that they would relay the messages back to me since I wasn't talking to him.
I get it, bro. I get a big breakup. I do, man. But like, come on, brother. And I get even being hung up on it after a long time, but like, you kind of have, unfortunately, because everyone else, the world moves on, you kind of have to go through that on your own. It's hard. I get it, bro. Like, it took me forever to get over the last girl, but like, even still, you can make the argument that I'm not fully over her, but like, I'll never tell her that. I'll never tell anyone that, bro. That's between me, myself, and I. But, you know what I'm saying? It happens, bro. But you can't just make it, you can't just throw it out there in the world. You just kind of slowly move on. And it's okay to take your time, right? It's okay to take forever. It's okay to never get over it. But like, when you're harassing her and like constantly trying to get into contact, okay, now we're kind of passing the line of this being a journey of self-improvement. Now you're just kind of crashing out.
And, some of them did.
It's probably pretty awkward.
I also had a couple other streamers report to me that he would obsessively watch my stream and not in a like, oh, I wonder what Emmy's doing right now way, or like having my stream open. Like, he would be obsessively and attentively hate watching my stream, like watching my stream and just saying horrible things almost every time that I've been live this year.
Wait, like what?
And
I don't know what things he would say.
They tell me that he would want to discuss how he believed I still wanted him.
Okay.
I never replied. And he would ask other guys if they thought I had slept with anyone this year.
Oh, Jesus, bro.
Like, I don't fucking know, man. And then they told me he would say stuff like, no, There's no way she's done that. She's not like that. And she's probably waiting for me. Just really fucking gross stuff like that.
Dude, come on, bro.
And a couple of streamers in LA also told me that he was telling people that me and him still talk all the time, but we simply weren't together anymore.
You should show him the DMs. You should show him the replies and let him know. Make it like your Twitch header.
Because
or your TikTok header.
I was
Twitter,
too mature.
Twitter,
and
yeah.
I was not ready. I was too immature.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you can see from the messages I showed. I'm not sure if people can go back and read them.
Right. I read most of them.
He was begging me to take him back for the majority of this year, which was 7 or 8 months total. And like I said, some of those messages were even, I believe, ChatGPT. Not that it really matters. It's just interesting.
Right. That's just more of a, really, dude, you couldn't write your own poem. You had to, whatever. That's more of an artistic thing.
As of today,
that bothers
it's
me
been
specifically.
about 2 months since he has attempted to contact me directly.
Okay.
I think because about 2 months ago is when he started kind of getting scared that I might have been telling people things.
Oh.
Which again, I wasn't going out of my way to do it, but if anyone ever asked me, I wasn't gonna lie to them.
Right.
I mentioned this at the beginning before I started fully telling the story. I heard from my friends, other streamers, and my employees that he had cooked up a plot that if I ever tried to talk about him, about the abuse or anything else, he would try to go live and say that I killed my rabbits. And I was told that he approached several streamers who are around us a lot when we lived together and asked if they would basically back him up, and they refused.
Which is probably
Obviously,
the right thing to do,
they're
yeah.
not insane.
Yeah, not weird like that.
And even something happened this weekend at TwitchCon.
Oh,
one
right.
of my employees told me.
Oh, wait, something else? What?
He went up to them and he threatened them.
He's at TwitchCon?
If Emmy ever tries to talk about me, I will destroy her.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Oh my god.
Within
Sure,
the same night,
brother,
he
sure.
also texted one of my best friends, and he would have known that I would have been with this girl. He texted her saying, "Hey, worried about her. Hope she's okay." Right after he just said to my employee and other people that he was gonna try to destroy my life. Yeah, all in the same night.
Sure, I believe him. That's what I try to do. I try to tell him, brother, I'm going to destroy your career. By the way, are you okay? Okay. That'll get him. That'll
Saturday,
surely get him.
So that pretty much leads us to today. I feel like it's clear. I've spent the last year of my life cutting him off and building a new life with people that actually care about me.
Yeah,
doing my
that
best
makes
to
sense.
move on peacefully without causing any drama. I did not want to do this. A lot of other creators actually told me that after his other allegations in 2022, if I wasn't the first person to stand up for him and start appearing on his channel again, they do not think that they would have gone back to helping him with his content. So
I mean,
I
hindsight, right? That makes
always
sense.
tried to keep things private, always tried to make things better, had hope that things would get better, tried to be supportive. And
Man, TwitchCon really did change Emmy, bro. She is no longer playing. She's no longer playing a baby face.
my thanks
This is the Emiru heel turn, I think.
that I got for all of that was abuse and resentment. And for all of 2025, all of this year, harassment and hatred from him and his community, while he was the whole time secretly begging for me to take him back behind the scenes. I've taken a lot of steps already. As I said, it's apparent. I've taken a lot of steps to restructure my life and be a lot more careful about who I help and who I invest my time and my care into. And I'm doing a lot better now, but
That's good.
I felt like this was a necessary stream because, like I said...
Damn, no matter what happens, Emiru prevails. we call Asmongold the Roach King, but Emiru, they can't take her down, brother. She's out here. She be staying out here, brother. I respect that.
Beginning.
And I hope the best for Emiru.
I have heard.
I do not
that
hope
he
the
has
best for
done
Miss.
to other people that
I don't wish bad things on Miskiv, but I don't wish good things on him.
aligned with some of my own experiences. So
Hey,
I
baby.
felt like
My cat
it
came
would be
back in my room.
wrong for me to keep holding on to all this information. I know I stayed for way too long, and I thought that I could help, and I unfortunately learned that I couldn't. But I worked really hard to have the life that I have now with my friends, my family, my pets, and my community. And I'm so grateful for how things are now. It was very difficult, but I'm very proud of myself for making the choices that I did to end up where I am now.
You should be. You should be very proud of yourself. Yes.
Yeah, that's my story of dealing with abuse, psychological and domestic abuse, sexual assault, and stalking, and being threatened on if I ever talked about it. And this whole time it's been kind of hidden in plain sight, away from hundreds of thousands of people. And yeah, I know that me saying all of this probably isn't gonna make him or what's left of his community leave me alone.
I doubt it.
But I'm, sorry, voice crack.
Ooh.
I know talking about this probably won't make him or, sorry, probably won't make him or what remains of his community leave me alone. But I'm at least glad that people will be aware of all of this now, and I won't have to feel like I'm hiding a terrible dark secret anymore. And it's all out there now.
Yeah.
And I also want to make it clear that not everyone that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of the things that were happening.
Right.
And a lot of streamers didn't really know anything at all. But I mean, like I said before, people aren't stupid. I think it's pretty clear that a lot of people knew that things were happening. And like I said, you have to remember, it's not just me. A lot of people have told me that they have their own, grievances with him.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of people are coming out and talking about mids now.
But for the people,
from what I've seen on Twitter,
who did know about this, thank you for being there for me through all of this and supporting me and cheering me on. And there were a lot of people as well who, even though they didn't know anything, without asking any questions, they still were very kind and supportive, and
that's good.
I will always remember
Glad
that
to
for
hear
the
that.
rest of my life. I also want to say, just so people know, that I'm not just trying to put this out there and then, I am already in the process of filing a restraining order on him in both Texas and California.
That makes sense. That's probably for the best, right?
And I also wanted to say that I would not be surprised if he tries to sue me for the stream that I did today and for coming out about him. Not because he thinks that he would win, but for PR reasons, like a slap lawsuit.
Right.
It'd be interesting if that happened, and I wouldn't be opposed to people finding out more of the truth and things that I didn't even talk about today, and what else he's been lying about. And I'm sure there's also plenty of things that even I don't know about. And yeah, there's more things that I didn't even talk about today, but I'm hoping that now that I have this out, this is the last time I ever have to talk about it. And I can be like, okay, I got it out there. I'm not withholding this anymore. It's out there.
Right.
And yeah. I guess that's pretty much it. Definitely not how I would have liked to spend my Saturday.
Yeah, this is definitely not a fun time to.
I would have
a fun way to spend your time.
Go to karaoke with my friends.
Oh, karaoke is always fun.
Or something like that instead.
It happens.
A lot of people like karaoke, right, guys?
I'm glad she's still trying to make jokes at this time.
Yeah. I think that's it. I'm
That's
probably
funny.
gonna take some time off. I'm
Mm.
not sure. Like, I genuinely have no idea what the response to this all is gonna be like. I really just want to, like I said,
Mm.
do my best to move on from this, because I've already been doing that for a year. Like I said, I feel like that's pretty clear.
You
Yeah,
can't move on because
that's
Mizkif
pretty
hasn't
much
moved
it.
on.
Um,
At least that's what it seems like. It's
thank you
as
guys
how he
for
feels.
today. I asked my editor if he would put this on YouTube for if you guys want to look at, you know, any of the things that I shared today. But like I said, all of the streams that I referred to today are public. You can easily find them. And all the people that I mentioned today gave me permission to mention them.
Yeah.
Except I think I mentioned Mr. Beast, oops, but I mean, he's not involved.
Mr. Beat.
uh,
He's just kind of
yeah,
there. Shout out to Jimmy. He's just kind of there. Mr. Beat.
Yeah, I don't know. I never thought that I would be doing this stream, so it feels
Sorry.
really weird to have done it, and it's over now. Yeah, well, now you guys know everything, and all the things I've been holding in for the past couple years. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. Hopefully I'll be able to keep giving updates on the TwitchCon stuff. But I'm hoping to put this other chapter behind me. And like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel very confident that this was the right thing to do, and I don't regret any of it. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go spend time with my friends, and
Go pull up the karaoke. You might be able to make it at this
see
time.
you guys all very soon. Thank you for everything. Yep, I guess that's it. See you guys when I see you. Goodbye.
I guess we could talk about it now. Dude, do we go over the Mizkif one? We'll probably do that. Maybe I could do that after. Chat. That was a lot to take in, and a lot to make fun of, because boy, oh boy, I did want to take it seriously, right? But it's just some of the stuff was almost too ridiculous not to make fun of, and obviously, like, I will watch Mizkif's version or his response, right? It's only fair, but until I watch his, I'm just gonna, like, no one's gonna blame me for clowning on him, right? Anyways, chat, that's all I mean, you know, I don't think there are a lot of closing statements, but yeah, anyway, chat, comment, like, subscribe, I'll catch you gamers in the next one. Bye.